Karen, what happens if someone dies?
Well, if they didn't make any plans before they died, Facebook keeps sending out birthday notices. And
I've gotten a number of them.
I get two regularly from dead people. It's kind of creepy because you go to their page and not everybody knows they're dead. So what we have been teaching in class now, since we figured this out and since Facebook created it, is asking people to create a Facebook legacy contact. It's not hard. You go to your Facebook settings, security, legacy contact. It's right there. Facebook will invite you to name one of your Facebook friends, perhaps more, to be your legacy contact, and that person, you are giving that person to come into your account when you are dead and create a memorial page or delete your page altogether. In addition, you can create a backup of your page at that point. Facebook is the only site that does this. Everybody else, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, probably House, probably Tumblr, all the rest, Snapchat, simply delete your account in the event of your death. Somebody has to send a death certificate that indicates this is you and proves it's you, and then those sites will take your account down. There's no backup, there's no access, there's no nothing. When you're dead and your death has been proven to the site, they will take your account down. The other situation is Google+. Google+ has an inactive account manager, and I rather like this feature. You can name one or more of your Google+ contacts to be notified in the event you don't use Google Plus for a certain amount of time. You tell Google how long that time is, 3 months, 6 months, a year, and then if you don't come into Google Plus, Google will contact those people and say, hey, what's Karen doing? Is she okay? If she's dead, then they can come in and do whatever you tell Google you have already given Google permission to do. So they could download your stuff or move it or delete it or blow it up or anything. And I think that's a real useful feature for people to have because a lot of us have shared assets on Google Plus accounts.
This is important. Social media managers need to think from multiple perspectives, and this is the ultimate shutdown. We talk about shutdown in the class.
Indeed.
The ultimate shutdown.
When you're taking on an account and you're in-servicing people, I like to go through and just point out that Facebook does have a legacy contact option and suggest that they name somebody, and most of my students will. And in addition, we want to point out that most of these sites remember your login so that if someone dies unexpectedly and you can get into their computer, probably their Facebook account will still be live and LinkedIn, etc. You can get into the account, and in many cases you can change the email and the password to something you have access to, so you can still work with it for the time being or figure out who needs to know or whatever it is you need to do. So don't close down the sites until you're happy that you're finished with Facebook.
And if you have access to their email, you can do recovery.
Yes.
So this is also important why in a professional setting or personal, people should think about, in the event I can't get to this, who is going to speak for me or trust?
Right. Well, on Facebook Business, we always tell people to have 2 admins. You never know when one of you is going to be unable to get into Facebook, and you hate to have your business site locked up because nobody can get into it. Well, thanks for listening to this tutorial on what to do with your Facebook account after you're dead, except you have to do it before you die.
Look forward to your comments below, and you'll see links to other resources from our Social Media Management Certificate Program. This is Martin Brossman
and Karen Teedy, speaking to you from Make Sense of Social at NC State's Technical Training Solutions.